Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Microburst 600 side-by-side build. So today I'm working on transmission and engine brackets. So I sent some stuff out to a new friend that I have, and I had him make these brackets for me on his CNC plasma table. Turned out real nice. So these are the brackets that are going to slide into the back here and hold the rear transmission in place. Alright, so see, I'm going to have two of those. I'm going to weld those in. And then the other one here, I have to put a bend in this, but I don't have a bender, so what I do is I put a slit through here with an end mill, and then I fold it, and then I'll weld that back up. So I'm going to do that next. Well, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I need. Sitting on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'll fill in that gap with some weld, grind it a little bit smooth, and this guy is, I can tack weld that on, and that mount will be done. Okay, I've got the bracket tacked. So now what I need to do is take this bottom plate here that actually has the threads, and I already went and marked where I need to drill the holes, just kind of for the through clearance. So I'm going to drill that out, and then I'll tack that bottom plate on, and then that whole assembly will bolt together. Okay, so I finished up that transmission mount. I've got everything just tacked in place, and it turned out real good. It's got a nice snug fit in there. Fits real nice. Okay, I just finished up my last minute tweaks on the engine, just making sure it's level. So I had to shim it up a little bit and just kind of play with it. It's still hard to tell. See, there's a little bit of play in there if I start moving this thing. But there'll be a little bit of forgiveness in the chain. I think I've got it lined up as best as I can. So I'm going to make those engine mounts now, and then I'll have to send those off for the laser cutters. Alright, so that's pretty much, I guess, what that engine bracket is going to look like. I've left a lot over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into the 3D program that I have, because there's going to be another bar for the rear frame that kind of comes up over here, and I'd like to get this thing attached in 2 spots, because there's no way that little bracket there is going to be able to hold that thing. So I need to get this thing modeled up in 3D so I can kind of figure out where over here I can connect the other mounting point to. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'll put it into my program and play around with it. Alright, I just got the engine mounts back from the plasma cutter. Guy cuts these out for me on a CNC plasma cutting table, and I just put just sanded them up to get nice and clean. So what I'm working on now is getting these things mounted up. So that's gonna mount in there. So I have to drill the holes for these tap plates, get that welded on, and then I can come in here, get that plate all squared up, and then tack it in. All right. Okay, I've got those plates tacked in. Things lined up not too bad. Might have to enlarge the holes or kind of slot them a little bit. This is pretty close. So what I'm going to do is once I start making the I guess the mid section of the roll cage, I'm going to tie into these plates here. Have to bring some bars down, make some mounts pretty much the same as I did down there. So I'll have to figure that out. And then for the other side, again, once I get that midsection tube in, I'll have to tie into these. So I'll need to make a couple more brackets to tie the upper part of the engine. But at least now for the lower section of this frame, that's pretty much it. So the transmission mounts are done. The backside engine mounts are in place. So that'll wrap up this episode. Stay tuned next time. I'll be working on the rear suspension components. Alright, thanks for watching. Oh, it's so cold. Even with that heater on, it's cold. What are we sitting at there? About 10 degrees. Oh, I hate winter.